Hey everyone, it's Blunt TV's Capital Cannabis Corner. I'm here in Sacramento, California at the Capitol, and I'm here with Assemblyman Bonta once again, and he's taking time to sit down with us and share a little bit of an update with AB1793. If you recall, that was the expungement bill that is now law, and there have been some updates in the space because last time we talked about the July deadline, and we've hit it. What does that mean to California? So I want to sit down with, thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks
with our Assemblyman here and get an update on the actual law, where we are with it, what it means to California, and how are you feeling about the whole thing? Is this what you were anticipating?
Yeah, thank you. I'm feeling great.
Okay.
The short of it is, for AB 1793, it's all going according to plan, according to the timelines set forth in the bill. It is the bill that expunges and reduces automatically, but through the work of the government, instead of an individual having to take on the individual burden of petitioning on their own, cannabis crimes that are now legal, and removes them from the record of California, and then allows them to get closer to jobs and housing. So we had a deadline of July 1st for the Department of Justice to do their sweep and identify all of the eligible cannabis crimes that were eligible for reduction or expungement, and they've done that. So
we have a number?
Check, 220,000.
220,000 lives that have been impacted by this, that could potentially receive some sort of either decrease or completely remove it from their records, right? Is that
Yes, it's 220,000 crimes, as I understand it.
Crimes,
and so
okay.
there could be multiple crimes associated with a specific individual, but it's a good proxy, right?
Okay.
You know, in that range. And as of last year, there was only about, I think it was 4,000 or so individuals who had actually petitioned.
Oh.
So that's very few compared to the 220,000, more or less individuals who are eligible. So the individual petitioning method was not working. This approach brings the rights provided for in Prop 64 closer to Californians. It allows them to turn the page and move forward in their lives. So check on the first step, the DOJ sweep, July 1st. Now the district attorneys have received this information all across the state from the Department of Justice. They will be reviewing to see if they want to object to any of the eligible crimes. For the supermajority of them, they won't object, and they'll just let those go to the courts, and the courts will expunge or reduce. For some, if they have a significant public safety concern, they could object, and then that goes through a longer process. But we're moving along, we're according to schedule, we're getting Californians closer to their rights and allowing them to access critical services.
So there are articles out on this, obviously, that you can find online, and my final question with this is, there have been concerns around the timelines, potentially. By the time somebody actually sees a record expunged from now to then, it could take potentially years, or it could happen quickly. We don't have that necessarily timeline in place. So what can people anticipate? If I'm somebody who is part of that 220 number, what can I anticipate in regard to when can I see it off my record, actually?
Yeah, I think the supermajority of folks will be seeing it between now and a year and a half from now.
Okay.
And I say that because as we speak, DAs are looking at these and passing through to courts those for crimes for which they have no objection. And so it's rolling. They're not going to wait for the year that they have to send them all over to the courts. They'll pass them through to the courts as they have no objection, and then courts it helps them with their workflow. They're not getting a whole huge infusion of crimes to deal with at once. They're dealing with them as they come, and there's very little for the courts to do. They just expunge or modify the record. So some people will be seeing this now. Some will take the full year before it gets from the district attorneys to the courts, and then once they get there, I'd say it should only take another 6 months after that for the courts to do their piece, which is really an ministerial function. Just change. There's no substantive decision to make anymore. The DOJ and the DAs have made the decision. The court's job is just to change the record, and we gave them $13.9 million in the budget this year to assist with that. So to the extent it requires additional resources, maybe hiring some folks temporarily or permanently, or getting some tech support
To get this going.
to get it going quickly, they have that support for
So
us.
there haven't been really any obstacles. Nothing's really in the way. It's moving along as anticipated.
Yeah.
So congratulations again. Again, thank you for your time. And I know there are a lot of people out there who are really appreciative that this exists. And it's a proactive approach, obviously, on the government's part to be working working on this.
Thank
So stay tuned. We'll continue to have a conversation with Assemblyman Bonta's office about this, I guess over the next year and so, if there's any other updates additionally. And again, thanks for the ads and follows with TV's